everybody, welcome back to another review. Today we're looking at this Ninja Blast portable blender. Now if you looked at my last review, you'll notice that I bought something that was designed to help me with my smoothies and through my protein drinks, and it just didn't cut the mustard, and it was really badly made and didn't seem to work. So I bought this to replace it, and actually this thing seems a bargain compared to that because it's only £10 more. This is £45 on Amazon. I'll leave a link below if you want to have a look. But this is a lot better because it's a blender, and the two things I want it to do is A, be able to take hot drinks, which this can, B, be able to take this container off and put it straight into the dishwasher, which you can do as well, which is a BPA-free container. So that's great, you can put it straight into the dishwasher, whereas the other one, you couldn't do that. It had to be hand washed. So I think this is going to be a great replacement, and it's also a blender, and it's also rechargeable. So let's have a look at what's on the box. So you can actually use it to blast through frozen fruit and ice, smoothies, crushes ice effortlessly, and it's a really heavy box actually. It seems like it's really well made. Blend a drink in the same cup and take it off, and you can take it with you, and you can take this whole unit with you, so it's nice and portable. So it's got a leak-proof design, prevents spills in storage, so it looks really good. It's got this blast blade assembly, water resistant, sip spout, dishwasher safe, and 30-second blend mode. Important safety instructions thing, I'm not going to bother with that. And there is an assembly guide here. So you've got the lid, you've got the container, and then you've got the actual motor itself and the USB cable. And it's USB Type-C, so you can use anything like your phone charger to do that. And so there's some of the guides. Blending instructions, obviously you can pause that and have a look. It says that you can clean it just by putting a few drops of cleaning liquid inside it and then blasting it with water, but I'll just stick mine in the dishwasher. And then you've got the different modes. So you've got fully charged when it's charged up, low battery, and then it shows you when it requires charge. And also that's another good feature, as the last one didn't show you when it needed charging, which was also a pain. 30-second blend mode. It's got a thing that says where the blades are blocked, it shows in orange. So there you go, it's nice, it's got that kind of visual on there. And this is the container itself. It's got a nice weight to it. It feels really, really well built. So you've got the start stop button there, and a rubber bottom as well, so it won't slip. And this is plastic, but it's BPA free plastic. It's got a nice little carry handle on there as well, which is great. And press the button, which is locked, so it's a locked button. Pops open. It's got a nice rubber seal on the top, so it's not going to spill anything out. And this should unscrew. This unscrews, and oh, there you go. So that's for screwing on. Is that for top? No, I'm not sure what that is for. So that screws onto the bottom. Okay, cool. And then that. How do you seal the top? Not sure. Ah, that's the top. Okay, cool. So that's how you seal it as a container, which is great. I'm not sure what this is for. Ah, there we go. It has to go, so that goes on top of the blade to protect the blade. Okay, great. So if you're carrying it, you can put that on it. That's a really nice idea. So that protects the blades, which is great. Blades look fantastic, really, really sharp. You can tell it's really heavy, this motor, so you know it's going to do a good job. That's cool. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to charge this up, and then I'll let you see what it looks like when I actually use it with a smoothie. All right, we are back. So I've been charging this now for 2 hours, as that's what it says on the instructions, to charge it for 2 hours until the green light stops flashing and goes solid, and that's where we're at the moment. Now what I've got here is I'm gonna make a protein drink, and I'm gonna test this by, I've got some frozen berries, I've got some nuts, I'm gonna stick this in, and let's just see what kind of job this thing does. So these are cherries and some other bits and bobs, so I'm gonna stick that in the bottom. A couple more. There we go. So got some frozen berries in there. Then I'm going to add a scoop of whey protein isolate. So a scoop of whey. And then I've got a bunch of other things I'm going to add as well. I've got some baobab powder, great for vitamin C if you want a natural source of vitamin C. So I'm adding that. And I'm going to add some maca. Peruvian root, grows at really high elevation, great for hormones and hormone health. Check out my other videos if you want to learn more about maca. I talk a lot about that. And then I'm gonna add some moringa powder, which is a great immune system booster. It's a superfood. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that as well. Chuck in a couple of walnuts for brain health and for magnesium. So I'm just sticking those straight in there. And then finally, I'm gonna add, I don't tend to use milk, top this up with some water. So I'm gonna do that up to that 400 ml mark. There we go. It's actually not very loud at all. It's reasonably quiet. So that's going to do a 30-second mode. There we go. So that's pulsed for 30 seconds. And again, I could press it again to do it again, but let's just see the consistency of this. So I'm going to pop the lid open and I'm going to pour this into this glass so we can actually see its consistency. So hopefully there's no bits in here, but that looks really smooth so far. Now I could drink this out of the bottle, which is probably what I would normally do, but just for this video, I'm just going to pour it into this glass to make sure I can see all the bits. And that, so far that's really smooth. I can see right at the bottom here, you can probably just catch that on the video. Let me just unplug this. I can see at the bottom some sediment there, which will be bits of fruit and nuts, I imagine. But let me just drink some of this and I'll pour the rest into that cup. That is completely smooth. There's no bits in that whatsoever. You can see there's some very, very small parts floating in it, but they're the seeds from the actual berries itself. And I can't taste any nuts, which is brilliant. So yeah, that's very, very good. It's done a good job. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. So this seems to do the job. It's really, really good. And for £10 more than the last one, I think this is a great option. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this for a few weeks, let you know how I get on with it, and I'll give you my final verdict. Welcome back. It's been over a month now since I've been using this Ninja blender, and I'm really pleased to tell you lots of good things about it. So let's get into it. First of all, on a lot of blenders, what you'll notice is that when you unscrew the bottom of the base, you'll find that, well, we take the jug off effectively. You've got the jug and the blades, which means it's hard to get inside to clean it because you've got the blades at the bottom and it's very, very difficult to get to all the bits. But this thing is super easy to clean. And that's one of the things, when you're using something on a daily basis, you want to be able to clean things very, very easily. You don't have to mess around. And this entire unit comes apart. So you can quickly unscrew this and you can wash all the components separately, and including this part here, which is waterproof. Even though it's got the charging area on this section is waterproof, so you can wash it and rinse it. You don't want to deep soak it, but you can just give it a quick rinse, and that's all that generally requires. And all the other bits as well, because this comes apart and the lid comes off, it's nice and easy to get inside and clean everything, or you can just stick this entire thing in the dishwasher. The other thing I really like about this is safety features. So when you disconnect the jar from the bottom of the unit, you cannot switch it on. So the blades will not spin. You've got no worries about cutting yourself or accidentally switching the motor on. And that's really good as well. And with that, when this isn't fully connected, so if you've not got it turned and completely twisted on, the device will not switch on. And that then comes back to the fact that it's got some very, very clear states on here that shows you what all the colors mean on the actual device. So if it needs charging, it will come up with a different color. If it requires that the blades are blocked or you've got too much stuff in there, it will show you that as well. So everything's nicely color coordinated. You can easily see what's going on. And I've never had any blockages with this. It's always worked first time when I switch it on. One other thing that to mention as well is that a lot of devices don't allow you to use the device while you're charging it. And that can be really frustrating. So you've filled everything up, you're about to use it, and the last one I did, the last little mixer that I did a video on, you couldn't use that while it was charging. Whereas this, you can plug it in, if the battery's dead, you can charge it and you can use it at the same time. And that's a big kind of green light for me, because I hate it when I go to use something and it won't let me charge it and use it at the same time. So that's a really big plus for this as well. The build quality on this thing is fantastic. It feels really, really solid. It feels like it's very, very well designed. Even the handle, everything is well thought of, including things like this. So when you flip the lid, you'd think, oh, this lid's gonna kind of flop around when I drink it, so it's gonna kind of hit you in the face if you're drinking from the spout. But actually, you can push it down, which kind of locks it in place, so it doesn't move, which I think, you know, they've thought about everything in regards to that. And also, they've even included like a hole here, so that when you're drinking it, it lets air through, so you can drink properly without things getting stuck in there and having to suck things out of it. The seal on here is incredibly good, so it's got this rubber seal here. So when you close it down, I put this in my car, it fits in my car holder for drink, so it doesn't spill. So I can kind of take this to the gym with me sometimes, and I have a protein drink ready, have all the ingredients in there, and then when I get out the gym, I'll switch it on, blend it, and drink it as I'm driving home, which I really like as well. The footprint is tiny, so it's incredibly small. It doesn't take up much counter space at all. You've got these rubber feet, so you can keep it nicely in the corner, keep it in a bag. This is kind of a plastic, so it won't break. So if you've got it in your bag and stuff, I think you need to be generally kind of careful with it, but it's really, really good in terms of just kind of durability. It is incredibly quiet, so when you switch it on, if you're worried about waking people in the morning, I know with my Vitamix, it sounds like a kind of rocket taking off. It's so loud. I used to be quite concerned about waking my wife up as I'm making a coffee or making something in the morning or making a smoothie, whereas with this, you can switch it on and it's incredibly quiet. The motor is very, very quiet, but it's still powerful. I don't know how they've done that, but they've done a really good job of insulating the motor from the outside world, so you can kind of blend things in the quiet. If you're in an office as well, maybe you're taking this into the office to make a smoothie, you could blend it quite easily in a kitchen or kitchen area and no one will be bothered because it's reasonably quiet, which is great as well. The battery life on this, I found I get around about 5 to 6 uses out of it before I need to charge it. And like I said, I can charge it whilst using it, so it doesn't really bother me. I keep the cable in the kitchen, and whenever I need to charge it up, I just kind of use it, charge it, and then leave it, walk away, and let it fully charge. So overall, I can't recommend this enough. I think it's brilliant. It does exactly what it says in the tin. Ninja seems to be a very, very good brand. This is my first Ninja product, and I'll certainly be looking at some of their other products as well, because I think this is a really good device. It's great for the price compared to other units out there. It's really well built. It feels solid. I think it will last a long time. And it's great if you're into smoothies or you want to blend things and you just want to have a general drink. So I hope you found this review useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll catch you on the next review.